Hello and welcome everyone back to Radiant Historia Perfect Chronology, session number 10. Unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit of a shorter one as I was streaming the Splatoon 3 Splatfest over at GVG with Steve and Brandon. I still can only go till 4 though, so only a 2-hour stream today. But you know what? We will keep going and see how it all goes. And yes, as Eggroll says, Bold playing Radiant Historia while the rest of Twitch is playing Splatoon 3 right now. It is, but I like to be different. And of course, we want to keep our progress going so we can get through all these requests. There's still a lot of Radiant Historia to get through. We're only about halfway through the game. So hopefully everyone is doing well. And actually, that reminds me, two things I want to check first. Okay, we are at a point that we can easily return to because Simidon sent me some comments. Let me actually go to my YouTube real quick so I can take a look at that because we have some things we can do to unlock some aspects. So let's go over and get to that. Where are you? Here it is. Alright, so Simidon. I'm missing 2 scrolls that teach Marco's skills. First off, so we're gonna do these real quick, just to get these off the oh, I can push forward a little bit. The chapter end is in front of me. Oh, okay. So yeah, we'll get to the end of the chapter, then we'll do these. But I have it right there and ready to go. So let's go ahead and finish off this chapter. Let's go rest at the inn first. Oh, well, let's go. We can't even go there. Oh, wow. CatTV's watching both GVA and myself. And you're probably playing Splatoon yourself as well.
To go here.
All right.
I don't have time to be taking...
Man, Stocke is getting upset with me. Right. They're coming back to this city. It's been a week.
Ernst, are you the one who dealt with the spider in the city?
Ernst?
Poor Erica.
That's right.
Hey!
Now, just a moment. What are you doing with that woman? Last, thank you very much for the tier 1 subscription. 15 months now saying, hello, trying to finish some work so as not to be overwhelmed. We'll probably check out the Splat 3 demo later. Yeah, fortunately, there's still like 10 hours of the demo left, so hopefully you can find some time to squeeze it in if you haven't tried it yet. You have about 4 hours until the Tricolor Splatfest, Turf Wars begin, I should say. So, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry about your vision problems preventing you from playing Splatoon 3 DGC. It's the same kind of things happening with Amy, where if she had her glasses on, she could handle it pretty all right. And she's found like old pair of glasses that help a lot more than the contacts do. Don't hurt her eyes as much. But unfortunately, because of them being older, she can still only play for like a round at a time before not being able to really do much. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. Oh, I tried to play some Splatoon 3 New Age, and you did 9 matches and lost every single one. I'm way too bad at the game to have fun. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Boost Scare Helicopter, I believe you can get a free trial of Switch Online for this demo if you wanted to try it out, but it's up to you, of course. Now, what? Just a moment. What are you doing with that woman? We had her locked inside the prison.
She would have been killed if the Hell Spiders got in. So I broke her out.
I see. You mean you protected her for us?
Sure.
Actually, Garland, I'd like to discuss her situation with you.
What is it? I believe Hedge brought her here to become my servant. Have you taken a liking to her?
It's not like that. She's my ally, Garland. If you'll permit me to treat with you on her behalf, man to man.
Huh. Well, if you put it that way, you have my full attention. The way of the desert does not let us neglect our guests. If you say she is your ally, then she is also my guest.
Thank you, Garland. But to be honest, she's...
Oh?
That's it! I figured it out!
Hedge?
Smash Matt, thank you very much for the 100 bits saying frog champs for today are Grumps from League of Legends. Adorable ranged monster, likes to eat small insects, mushrooms, and people. They also have sharp fangs, which, with a few exceptions, frogs tend to not have teeth or chew their food. They just gulp down whatever's small enough to fit in their mouths and stomachs. Yeah, I believe that makes sense. I knew this woman had a familiar look about her. Wah! What an unexpected bounty. There's no mistaking it. This woman is none other than Princess Erica.
What? You mean she's the Princess Erica of Granorg?
That is correct. We've stumbled on quite a trump card. Our conference with Sir Dias is drawing near. Princess Erica is his political enemy. If we hand her over to him...
Sorry to burst your bubble, but we'll never hand over Erica.
What was that?
What was that, gladiator dog? It isn't your place to decide such matters.
Shut up, Hedge!
Hedge, go away. You suck.
Didn't I warn you about dragging the way of the desert through the mud? Ernst has earned my approval. If she is his ally, then she is considered my ally as well.
What?
It's something that you've had for years now, and they've now degraded to the point where I'm considered legally blind. I'm still able to play some games, but there are some that I'm simply unable to because of that. Oh, that's unfortunate. Fortunately, there are some games that you can still manage to play.
Your methods may work well in Granorg, but you have no right to make a fool out of Cygnus. I've grown truly disgusted with you. Be gone from my sight! I never want to see your face here again!
Huh?
You can't mean that!
Oh? My words weren't clear enough?
Hey!
Ernst,
Bye, Hedge.
you've really impressed me. I like you, and thank you for taking down that hell spider in my stead. I think I've come to a decision. To hell with entertaining Diaz!
Huh?
If you're with Princess Erica, then you've chosen a side. And I'd rather side with you than Diaz.
Nice.
We're going to meet with Diaz to discuss the political obstacles. But he's always looked down on us mercenaries. Like he's so high and mighty. I hate him.
Hey, it works out. We're mercenaries too. Hey, Rob Harley, how's it going? Oh, today's the 30th anniversary of Super Mario Kart. Wow. 30 years.
Although I suppose it's more than that. I don't like Granorg's entire regime. But you being here, Princess Erica, that changes things. We can choose a path that doesn't lead to kissing Granorg's pompous ass.
And what is that path?
The one where we join you and make Granorg rethink its values. What do you say, Princess Erica?
I too fight against the regime as a member of the Resistance. I welcome your support.
Huzzah!
As we have similar interests, I think it would be to our benefit to fight side by side.
All right. Sounds like we have an alliance.
Do you approve of this, Stocke?
Yeah.
Ah, so your real name is Stocke. Well then, Stocke, I say we pull this off together.
I'm with you, Garland.
Garland's cool.
Okay, things are about to get interesting. Tonight, we feast to celebrate new friendships.
A king's decision.
You've returned, Stocke.
Wow, that really was close to the end of the chapter.
I'm relieved that you succeeded in protecting her, but danger still lurks in her shadow.
Of course it does.
A new conflict that concerns her is approaching. Please be careful. Let us now add a new chapter to the White Chronicle.
I suppose Nemesia found a new job for me.
Just in case. Do you want...
We'll worry about Nemesia's job after we do all this other stuff. I feel like today's going to be a bit more side questy, but we'll see how it goes. But look at that! We made it all the way to Chapter 5. That means we're almost done with Chapter 4 of this one. That's awesome. Alright, so, Time for Simidon's advice. Gonna just bring this over here so I can easily refer to it. Actually, I'll just leave it here. Alright, so I need to go to the Resistance node, and there's a side quest that's easy to miss. As I'm making my way out of the city, instead of heading south from the center, head north one screen. You'll see a side quest from a woman there alongside a dead body. Okay. Let's see. The Resistance. Felt like chapter 4 or 3 was pretty short. Up we go. Just double checking on things. Yeah, I didn't know side quests happened, but it's, you know, I think it's probably a good idea to expand our move pools. Plus, we are trying to get all the nodes. Ah, there it is. That man attacked the soldiers out of the blue. He was shouting, "The corrupt Protea era must end," but he was immediately overpowered by the soldiers. Sparing young man. Alright. Warp back to Castle Sewers in Chapter 2 of Standard History and go back to the upper screen to talk to him and change his mind. Okay. Some things real quick. Here you go, Castle Sewers. Rob Harley, thank you very much for the 100 bits, saying, I was 2 days ago old when I found out that Sylvando from Dragon Quest XI, Sarah Noah from Triangle Strategy, and Kamaravi from Xenoblade Chronicles 3 all share the same English VA. I have not heard Sarah Noah or Kamaravi yet in either of those games, but makes me curious because I love I love his acting as Sylvando. And back up here. There he is. They say that this is all for the good of the people, but these are transparent lies. A morally bankrupt monarch can only bring about a bankrupt monarchy. This country is circling the drain. It's over. There's no hope. But someone has to do something.
Times may be tough, but don't throw your life away hastily. Oh.
Huh? Who the hell are you? Maybe you can sit there and accept this, but I can't. They need to know how fed up I am. They need to be shown the rage of the people.
Shown the rage of the people? How will you do that? Do you think they'll honestly care?
I just told you how. I'm to, show my... Alright, you got me. I know I'm just trying to run away from all this. I want to change myself and change the world too. I just don't know how. And then I'm going to go back to where we were. Yep. Back and forth, back and forth. At least it's very simple. I just missed it. Sonic Joe, why I started an hour late? Because I was streaming to the Splatoon 3 Splatfest over at Good Vibes.
Oh,
Hey, you're that guy.
pardon.
Do you remember me? I'm that man you talked out of doing something stupid. I finally realized that I had to stand and fight. It's not easy, and I may not win, but it's the only way. So now I'm trying to get to the world to realize the truth here. The Resistance introduced me to some
I
comrades.
see. Are you going to be okay? They're likely going to try and silence dissenters like you.
I told you, I might not win. I've got to do what I can. Maybe the truth spreads, maybe it doesn't.
Indeed.
But I'll be giving it my all, and that's better than throwing my life away. Oh, please take a copy of our book. You guys seem pretty tough, so I think you'll be particularly interested in its inserts. Ooh, left cut. That'll be useful. God, having left cut on Marco will definitely help.
Farewell.
Don't get in over your head, though. Alright, that's one. Alright, while you're here, proceed with the plot to Cornet Village, and near the entrance are two fields. Above the one to the right, between the field and the fence, you can walk between even though it doesn't look like it. There's an invisible chest. Alright, so let's head out. Buy my book. Well, we didn't have to buy his book, he gave us our book. Thankfully. It's not like we get a ton of money in Radiant Historia. Let's head to Cornet. Excuse me.
Here they come.
Out of my way. Just... Ah, dang it, I missed.
I'll do my
I joined Patreon last Friday, but I have to work tomorrow. Oh, that sucks, Cat Evie.
Let's go.
And... honestly, I'm surprised I didn't kill it. Oh well. Master, hello.
We won.
A little surprised at the late start, but happy to be here. Yeah, sorry. Again, sorry for the late start. I just, again, it was the Splatfest demo over GVG. And I didn't want to push this to Monday. So we're just going to have a shorter stream this week. Because I do have to end at 4. There we go. Alright, let me see if I missed it, just in case. Field in the fence. Okay, I think we haven't gotten there yet. Oh, wow, that is tricky. That's really tricky. Holy cow. Alright. That teaches Sleep Cloud, a very good skill to use against human enemies, which tend to be weak to sleep. Hits 2 whole rows and surprisingly reliable. Wow. And they don't wake up when hit until hit, so it's a great way to drive up the combo gauge during fights against them. That's good. After that, there's 2 more things you missed, which I'm pretty sure will be very beneficial to either the next stream or the one after. Back in Alistil, at any point where you can explore the city, a new mission in alternate history would probably be the best place to start, since the city is the most open then. Be sure to thoroughly search the place for hidden treasures. One in particular is in the first ward, behind the item shop. Alright. We'll save again just to make sure we have this. Here we go, a new mission. Behind the item shop. Oh wait, I think it's over here. Oh wait, I think I know. Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep it consistent, even though, again, it's a little shorter this week. I still want to try to get, Wow, that's devious. A fire pact. Yes, it's tomorrow's a night stream because of the EP squad. And then Amy has her Xenoblade stream tonight.
That's...
Some mana crystals. There's some in the palace rooms. Nothing yet. We're gonna keep looking. Actually, we could turn these in at least.
Yes. Yes.
There's Left Assault and Sleep Cloud.
Yes. Yes. What is it?
Okay. I forget what the packs do. Can't remember if that's for Stocke or not, or for Rosh. I think with that I think I've explored most of the palace rooms before. We'll do a double check just in case. Yeah, there's one there. And in that corner. Wait, did I find story?
Damn, it's locked.
Huh. Rosh has the cores that Sun uses. Oh, that's right.
Reporting.
Okay, this is everything.
I need a moment.
We'll set out for the...
Alright, I think that's probably good. Let's read on, see what else we got. Finally, in the castle sewers node in Grenord, go to the inn in Grenord and visit the second floor. Let's see. Oh. Castle sewers. I definitely need to check into the story for the Dark Road because I hear it got pretty wild. Or I need to find some sort of summation that's out there. Let's see. Go to the inn and go to the second floor in this right room. Okay, the packs will be for characters later on. Got it. So this is just prep work for later. Fortunately, it seems like we haven't missed too much. Where is the inn? I thought it was there, but apparently not. That's weapons and... I guess it was to the left. Whoops. It's been a while since I've been in Grenord. Ah, yeah, I ran right by it. Smart.
Honestly.
No, this is garbage. I can't get the right green with this paint. It has to be that pigment. It must be.
Is something wrong?
What might it be?
Who are you? Actually, never mind that. I just need help. A miracle, actually. My name is Kaizan. I'm an experienced traveling artist.
Say.
I've almost finished my new work, but the finishing touches aren't right. This will be my masterwork if I can finish it the way I want. But I've run into an impasse that may force this work to remain incomplete. I need green paint. I'm all out of green. I need a crisp, beautiful green, and I can't finish this piece with anything less than the best.
I understand your request. Judging by the way you were acting earlier, that paint must be hard to come by.
That's the problem. It's basically impossible to get. The green I need comes from shaving down an ore called almacholite. Only one artisan knew the precise proportions to make a perfect green, but he died in an accident at the Alma mine, of course. He loved Grand Plains, so I wanted this painting to be a tribute to him. If I don't have that paint, this just won't be a fitting tribute.
My.
Thank you. I don't know how you'll be able to do it, but I have faith in you. So with this, go to the closed mine node in alternate history and backtrack to the house by the entrance. Closed mine. Ooh, Wootmaster got a shiny sanddial. Very cool. Back to Historia. So much to skip.
Would you by chance be the pigment artisan?
Indeed, I just completed a great green pigment today.
Do you think I could have some of that?
Yeah.
Oh, you're a bit late. I don't have any more. I sold it all to Mr. Kaizen when he stopped by here. Oh my god. It's not like I can make it again either. I'd have to start by mining the ore again, and this is going to be a battlefield soon. If you need some, go ask Mr. Kaizen for it. He's a traveling artist. I heard he's going to Alistil next. You should go see him there. But if you wait too long, he'll head off somewhere else, so don't waste time. Of course. Alright, go to the beginning and choose to join Rosh. Sheesh.
Hey, Stocke, do you want to join my team?
Join Rosh.
Rosh. I'm...
What do you think, so?
A lot of cutscenes. Alright. Visit the inn in Alistil and you'll find Kaizen. That's not the inn. That's the inn. Yeah, some of these quests are just all over. I have no idea how you'd figure out some of this stuff.
What might it be?
Who are you? Actually, it doesn't matter. You're distracting me from my work. Could you please
An
leave?
artist I know wants some green paint. Do you have any to spare?
Uh-huh.
I see. So he knows about the alchemite ore. He must be pretty good. But I don't have much of it myself. I can't just give it away. Without it, I'll never complete my own work.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry for your artist friend. Tell him to give up. What the heck? Alright. Jump to castle sewers and talk to him then. Oh my god. Oh, this is gonna suck. Side quests don't seem that interesting. I mean, it's more about the reward.
Say.
Well, were you able to get the paint? I see. I figured this is how it would end. I'm sorry that I sent you on a fool's errand.
Uh-huh.
That settles it. Today is the day I hang up my brush. I'm retiring. This was to be my finest work, and now I can't complete it, so I may as well give up. Here, you can have my last incomplete work as thanks for trying the impossible. It's unfinished, but it's all I have to offer.
I'll take it for the time being.
Oh, I think I know where this is going. Let's go back to the other Kaizen so he can finish this work. Oh my gosh, Fa 56. 42.9% to 43.2. That's close. back to Historia. And back to the beginning.
Hey, Stocke. You have your answer. Do you want to join my team?
Rosh.
Alright.
What do you think, son?
Two more of these, I suspect. Dear me. Alright, he was on the left. No worries, Eggroll. You again. No matter how many times you ask, I can't spare that paint.
Could you just look at this painting?
What might it be?
What's this? I'm pretty sure the voice of this Kaizen is the same as Dimple from Mob Psycho 100. Who did this? It's wonderful. I could only aspire to reach this level of skill. This passion came through a great sadness. The artist must have made great sacrifices.
You can tell?
Uh-huh.
Who do you think I am? I am Kaizen. This painting seems to be missing a shade of green. Oh, I see. I understand now. Please, give him this and tell him to finish this masterpiece. Ah, that was the best work I've seen in quite a long time. It's motivated me to improve my own work as well. Go figure. That's one way to give yourself a pat on the back. Wonder what we get for doing all this. I mean, it completes the node, so I guess there's that. But hopefully it's something good.
What might it be?
Oh, it's you again. What is it?
I found your pigment. I wanted to give this back to you. After all, you need to finish it, don't you?
I can't believe it. You actually found it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Please take this as a small token of my eternal gratitude. Ah, I packed. Nice.
Uh-huh.
I must go now. I must finish my masterwork. You can now brag that you helped Kaizen finish his masterwork. I'm so grateful. Again, thank you. You know, no, getting a pack that'll get me a move for a character, that's good to have. Alright, with that, we have finished all of the side quest Simidon suggested. We are on the up and up for this point. So now it's time for Nemesia, of course. We learned to help him help himself, exactly. Well, if we're lucky, we can finish the stuff in the other timeline. Actually, let's save after doing all that.
Oh, perfect timing. I've picked up a reading on a new artifact.
Toxicity. A growth book. I'm getting an artifact reading down in Alma Mine on this possible world.
Ready for your next assignment?
In the next potential world,
Oh, the other timeline's
the
still locked?
artifact is
Okay.
inside Alma Mind.
I forget what it was that locked it from me, so that's why I couldn't quite remember.
It'll be there somewhere, so get digging. I'm counting on you.
Right. Wish me luck.
That's right, a beast mark. This looks like the old Maman, all right, but where could the artifact be?
Is that?
By the by.
Did Garland really fire you? Yeah, it seems he didn't like my way of doing things, but hey, I consider myself lucky. If he knew I was fencing the castle decor, unemployment would be the last of my worries. Hedge really is an idiot. He stole from the castle? Any chance I'll notice the missing goods and come looking for the one who stole them?
What was that?
If he does come sniffing around, he's in for a nasty surprise.
Well,
Now, let's get a move on.
It's possible they grabbed the artifact by mistake as well. I should go find their stash.
Must be further in the mine. Here goes nothing. And let's take a look at the party. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, let's go Rosh. Let's go Rosh and Erica.
Ah, this odor. It must be some kind of poison gas.
Excuse me. I won't be able to get in unless I do something about the gas. How can I neutralize it? Perhaps I should consult Sonia about this. She may have the answer I'm looking for. Oh, of course. Alright. I guess we could easily just go to... I'll stop by the house here first. Shoot. There's a medicine bottle with some residue at the bottom. They must have made the gas with this. Come to think of it, I've seen a medicine bottle just like it in Sonia's office. Aha. That makes sense. Saves us some time. Ooh, hello.
That's...
More mana crystals. Alright, off to... Sonia once again. Hey, Sonia.
Sonia, do you have a moment to spare? I was wondering what you know about poison gas.
Plenty for medical purposes.
We've
So
approached
I'm
her about so many
curious as to why
topics in
you're
this
interested.
timeline.
My current mission has been halted by gas traps blocking the route forward.
Ah, so you want a neutralizer. I'll need to know the chemical makeup of the gas for that.
All right. This is what they use to make the gas. Here.
Great. I'll get on making that neutralizer right away. Just be patient. I'll be done soon.
Hey, G the man, doing all right? Hopefully you are as
I'm
well.
done. Just toss this near
Just
the
playing
source
some
of the
Radiant
gas,
Historia.
and it'll be gone for good in no time.
Appreciate it, Sonia. I owe you one.
Ah, you want paper. If I didn't want to play with the rest of the guys at GVG, I would have picked paper myself, but I'm fine with Team Rock. So I just have to toss Sonia's neutralizer in here.
Looks like it worked. This must be the artifact.
A red pipe. Oh, and this is the neutralizer I got from Sonia. Seems I can reuse it should the need ever arise. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to take it. There's nothing else for me to do here. Rob them! Rob them! There's chests there, Stocke. Take them!
Welcome aboard, Stocke. So, did you hit the mother lode?
I suppose you could say that. Here you go.
You deserve an A+. Thanks, Stocke.
Growth book. What's a growth book again? Probably should use that at some point. Yeah, another one. Experience. We'll hold off on these. Alright, with this, we can go to Chapter 5. Look at that. Scorching battlefield. Yeah, I guess I could give it to Rosh next time I have a chance. Hey, Darth Chrono. Ooh, victory. I like the sound of that.
Yoo-hoo!
Stocke, were you awake?
Yeah. Did you need me?
Uh-huh. King Garland's calling
All
for
right.
you.
I'll be along to see him shortly.
It's just, he seemed like he was in a hurry, so I think you should go soon. Okay, see ya. Hey, Gerald Green. How you doing? And one more save just so we can be in the right spot.
Listen.
There we are. People seem to be chatting away.
I'm glad the city was saved.
You said this place was important to you somehow?
I lived here a long time ago, back before I met Mark. You know how there's tons of mercenaries here? Most of them are drifters from cities that are dead now.
Dead cities?
Ones that got dragged into fights between Alistel and Granorg. The war raged on an awful long time, with nobody giving a second thought to the civilians there. Most of the people who lost their homes drifted into Cygnus, since it was neutral ground. You're looking at one of them. My mom and dad died protecting me during a battle. I drifted all over the place with the rest of the adults afterward. And wherever we went, I got treated like a big burden. But not here. The people of Cygnus accepted me right away.
Because they'd all gone through similar ordeals.
Probably so. Everyone had each other's back. It sounds
That's
bad
cool.
when you call it a city of drifters. But I think a lot of people, when they got here, felt safe for the first time. It's like a second chance at a homeland for them. Long story short, I was really happy when you said you'd protect this city. Thanks, Stocke. Not like me to get all touchy-feely. You don't do so well with thank yous, do you? You don't seem like the type who would. Okay, enough about the past. We gotta hurry and go see King Garland.
protecting something, huh?
Nice to get some of her backstory. Alright. Let's see what we can find around here.
Excuse me.
I feel like side quests can pop up wherever now, even if I've already been in a place. Ah, there we are. Hey, Stocke!
What are you doing here?
Me,
Hey!
Hey, Stocke, can you help me? This is a big problem for Cygnus. I can't tell you what it is unless you agree to help.
If it's for Cygnus, then I'll help you.
Okay!
Well then... Come over here. I don't want anybody overhearing this. Okay then. There's no one listening, right? Okay, here's the deal. I think there's a spy in the city.
A spy?
Here!
Hedge used to be the one searching for spies here, but he's gone now. I heard Garland complaining about it, so I thought I'd find the spy
I
myself.
see. I'm impressed you think that much of Garland.
Don't patronize me. I thought I could show him what I'm made of.
Well, do you have any ideas about who the spy is?
None at all. I know he's living here pretending to be a citizen of the city, but I can't go around asking everyone one by one.
I see.
Hey!
So could you please help me, Stocke?
Say. Huh?
Staring contest. Back to the bar, according to Simidon.
Oh,
Mimmel?
Mimmel? Who the heck's Mimmel? Huh? Marco? What are you doing
I
here?
was going to ask you the same thing. I thought you were working in a restaurant in Alisdale.
yeah.
Well, yeah, but a lot's happened. I quit that job.
I'm very surprised to see you here. I can't believe it. I mean, I'm only here by coincidence, too.
Yeah.
I know, what are the odds? I'm amazed. If you guys hadn't been here, that hell spider would have destroyed the city.
Hey!
Hey, Mimmel, can you give me a hand here?
Here you go.
Sure thing, boss. Well, I'll see you later.
What's your connection to Mimmel?
Mimmel used to be a mercenary. She was heavily wounded in battle and can't fight now. When Heist found me and I had to move to Alisdale, I asked her to come with me. I wanted Heist to pull some strings, but you can't get an SI job if you can't fight. That's how she ended up working in a restaurant.
What's she doing here in Cygnus?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Stop. What's on your mind?
I was thinking about that spy Ricky was talking about.
Stocke! That's not fair. You don't have any proof she's a spy.
Figures Marco would get upset. Huh? Maybe if I go to Cygnus in the past, I can check on Mimmel's background. Guess if we just go to the beginning of Cygnus, that should get us to where we need to go. She-clad warrior. Up here. do it. Still not strong enough to take on that next enemy. Baby fed and happy in her pen. I'm back. It sounds like everybody's back to normal though, Egg Roll, so that's good. Alright, what you up to, Mimel? Well, if it isn't that little girl knight in shining armor. Can I do anything else for you?
Where's Mimel?
Yes.
You too? We've been getting guys lining up to ask where she is today. I'll tell you the same thing I told the last one. Today's her day off.
Who was here before us? Tell me.
Okay, listen. He was wearing a cape and he didn't say a whole lot. That's all I know. Oh wait, he left this for her. Look, I don't want to get involved in this stuff. Why don't you take it to Mimel? Let's see what's right here. This letter. It's telling Mimel that Hell Spiders are going to attack the city. That means the Hell Spiders were sent by someone to target Cygnus. I'm sorry, Marco. Mimel's a spy. Well, that ain't good. Oh, sorry, it looks like your wife has that egg roll. That sucks. But I'm glad you're giving her rest. Gonna guess we go back to the present. Well, what we got. Okay, let's go talk to Mimel instead, I guess.
Oh!
It's you! You're the ones who saved this town. Thanks so much for your help.
Mimel?
Marco, what are you doing here?
I was going to ask you the same thing. I thought you were working in a restaurant in Alastor.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, a lot happened. I had to quit. Yeah, now that you're reading it, like, knowing she might be a spy,
And by
it does
a lot
read differently.
happened, you mean you were recruited as a spy?
Ooh, Stocke.
Huh?
Look how he's leaning up against the wall all suave.
Stocke, what's gotten into you?
I'm sorry, Marco, but I have proof. Take a look at this letter.
A letter? It's addressed to Mimel, and it describes the plan to use the Hell Spider. Mimel, what's this about?
I'll tell you. It means she's working against Cygnus.
Say it isn't true, Mimel.
No answer, huh? Well, your silence is loud enough.
Yeah, I know how that goes with the sense of taste. Amy's still working on getting that back.
You're under arrest.
I knew it. What goes around comes around. I'm sorry, Marco. What your friend's saying is true.
Stocke, please let her go. You know what happens to captured spies. Her cover's already been blown. How much more damage could she do now that we know about her? Please, Stocke, I'm begging you. Show mercy on her.
A spy whose cover isn't blown isn't much of a threat, it's true. Plus, she has a history with Marco. Maybe I should make an exception for that. But it's also true that she's put Cygnus in danger. What to do? Let her go or bring her to justice? I have to think about this one carefully. I'm going to guess the bad end is capturing her. I know all too well what happens to a captured spy. Can I really just take her in without a second thought? Yes. It's the job. I can't make an exception for her. If I let her go now, we'll never find out who's behind all this.
I'm sorry, Marco. I just can't ignore this. If I let her go, her master will just send another spy to replace her. Easy as that.
But...
No.
It's okay, Marco. I knew this would happen someday when I became a spy. It's like I thought. I wasn't good enough.
Mimel...
We have to go. We need to end this war.
Oh my god.
Marco, why? I trusted you.
Holy crap, Marco.
Now I've waited for this moment. I've dedicated myself entirely to one thing. Taking you out.
But why?
I'm sure you remember Mimel, spy in Cygnus. You turned her in.
Dear
after all.
God.
I heard she went through hell. Her suffering was so bad she took her own life to escape it. You know that's what they do to spies who get caught. And you turned her in anyway.
Marco, don't do this.
Man, Marco got tough.
You won't escape me, Stocke.
Stocke's actions put an end to the espionage operation in Cygnus. No new spies appeared to replace the one Stocke rooted out. The crisis passed. But little by little, a rift grew between Marco and Stocke, until one day, Marco's festering anger towards Stocke erupted. The group was decimated. Stocke too suffered severe wounds and was forced to flee. The ramifications of one choice continue to bring the world closer to its destruction. Dear God. Don't piss off Marco.
Welcome back, Stocke. That was a little too close.
Your decision was correct, with the safety of Cygnus as the only criteria. But there were those who could never agree with your choice.
If you chose badly, you can easily change that decision in order to rectify history. We are relying on you, Stocke.
Just in case.
It's amazing how some of these endings get so dark so quick. Would you guys say that Marco's polarizing? Jeez. Amy, what are you doing to me?
Oh!
It's not hard to imagine damage she could do to Cygnus if I let her go now. Yes, otherwise Marco's gonna go crazy. But I'm sure if I told Garland about her, Mimel wouldn't be a very effective spy. I guess I'm still soft.
I can't knowingly let you continue spying on Cygnus. I'm going to have to tell Garland about you.
Stocke, no!
But I don't plan on selling your friend out either, Marco. Tell me who you're working for, and I'll let you go.
Thank you, Stocke.
I understand. I'm working for someone you know. What's happening? Oh God!
Mimel!
Holy crap! This poor girl! Was that the power of the Black Chronicle?
Mimel! No. No!
Marco.
The Sand Plague. I can't believe it. Stocke had just given you a second chance. I know we're trapped by our fates, but
This is too much. All right, Nimble.
If they can do that, how do they
I know
not do
what
that to
I have
us?
do. I'll stop the desertification at any cost. I won't let you die in vain. I won't cry. Not until your death has been avenged.
Marco.
I'm all right. I won't cry. For now. We have to report this to Ricky.
Sheesh. Well, that was brutal. Yeah, it's true. Marco gets closure. And I guess she dies quick rather than you suffer through torture to the point of suicide. But still.
Huh?
Hey, Stocke, what's the matter?
About the spy you were talking about.
Did you find him?
Yes. And, well,
Oh, hey, Garland.
What are you guys doing here?
We're talking about the spy you were complaining about, King Garland.
You told Stocke about that? I was keeping quiet so he wouldn't think he had to do it. Did you find him?
her. It was a worker at the bar named Mimmel. She turned into sand.
The sand plague.
I don't know who hired her, but she had superiors. There was a letter with orders on it.
Who did hire her?
I see. All right. I'll have the bar owner keep an eye on his employees. Thanks for your help. Oh, yeah. Take this as thanks for what you've done.
Ooh, Sable Larm.
Thanks.
Or
I'll
Larme.
be sure to put it to good use.
And Ricky, I owe you my gratitude as well. Thank you.
Oh, sure. Well, at least Ricky's happy, I guess. Luck down, which I don't think we want. Oh, there we go. Perfect for Marco, honestly. Although, let's take a... Marco... Yeah, I think on Marco is more useful. Because he needs... He actually has magic. Alright, let's save and actually get some story going. Yeah, it does make sense thematically as well.
So, what was it you wanted to see me about?
It's about Diaz.
Didn't you cancel your audience with him?
No. I decided to meet with him after all.
What's going on here?
Don't be so defensive, Stocke. Hear me out first. I am going to see him, but that doesn't mean he'll get a warm welcome.
It sounds like you have a plan.
He got nowhere trying to crush the resistance before, which means he's headed this way because he's desperate. If so, I have a pretty good idea what tack he'll take. He'll claim
Hey, Rusty
want to
McTin.
parley, but he'll come in force. I'm sure he'll bring his best units in the guise of bodyguards and rob Cygnus blind. People that dangerous mustn't be allowed into the city.
First you say you'll meet with him, and now you won't let him in the city. Which is it?
Oh, I'm meeting with him, but I'm going to do it in the northern Etolia wasteland.
It's a long way off. Are you trying to shield Cygnus from any danger?
Partly that. Partly because Erica is here. It wouldn't be wise to let any Granergites too near. But partly, it's something else, too. The whirlwinds of the northern Etolia wasteland.
Whirlwinds?
The spot I chose sees a lot of them. and one will be kicking up there before long.
Nice.
Surprised you know this.
Without getting into specifics, since it's a handy thing to have in a pinch, there are signs. But back on the subject, we're going to take advantage of the whirlwinds to strike at Diaz.
Well, I understand the plan now. But why did you call for me?
I want you to protect Cygnus while I'm away. After that business with the Hell Spider, the people trust you. You have what it takes.
Ah. Alright then.
Won't you do it?
Before I answer, I want to know something. You're determined now to take down Diaz. So why did you initially plan on welcoming him as a guest?
Ah, I see. You're wondering if I have a hidden agenda.
I mean, it's fair.
Enough. The answer's simple. I was playing politics. If we had a little support, a lot of things would become easier for us. Even if it meant getting that support from Garland. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now it's your turn to answer a question of mine. Will you do as I ask and protect this city?
I can understand his desire to protect Cygnus, and it's a good chance to defeat Diaz. But is letting the King of Cygnus go out while we stay back and wait really wise? If we went to the meeting place instead, Garland could stay in Cygnus until the last minute. I have to think about this one carefully. I have a feeling that stay in Cygnus, letting him go out, is definitely the bad end, so let's do that. I feel like I ought to repay Garland for trusting us this far.
All right. We'll protect the city.
Ah, good. That's what I'd hoped to hear from
Us
you.
staying put is definitely the recipe for disaster.
Now that that's been decided, I need to hurry and prepare myself to go out.
And yes, Max and Lee, this is the same voice actor as Sojiro from Persona 5. He's a good one. Things went well.
Looks like the rain of arrows has stopped. Damn it. Didn't expect them to bring along ballistas.
They were going to do this from the start after all. King Garland will have to retreat. Why did Ricky come along?
We can't do that. If the ballistas have stopped, the enemy is on their way to finish us off. If we retreat now, not only will Cygnus become a battleground, it means they'll move their force out of the path of the whirlwinds.
King Garland, you're hurt. Did the arrows get you?
This is nothing. The whirlwind should kick in after only a moment. We need to hold out until then.
To repay Garland's trust in him, Stocke stayed behind in Cygnus. Despite a second Hellspider attack, he kept his word and protected Erica and the people. However, Diaz's true goal had always been Garland's head. The Cygnus army was cut to shreds by the enemy ballistas. Garland found himself ensnared by Diaz's trap. The Cygnus army desperately held their ground until the whirlwinds arrived, though they succeeded in almost completely annihilating the Diaz knights. The severe wounds he suffered in battle claimed Garland's life. Well, things are going well for us.
You've returned, Stocke.
Let me say, I don't think you've made the wrong choice. I believe I might have done the same thing were I faced with that decision.
But as a result, Garland died in battle. His importance in Cygnus cannot be underestimated.
Excuse me.
You'll have to find another way. I'm sure you can do it.
Stocke, don't give up.
Just in case, do you want to record?
Sure, let's save. Excuse me. Nah, I don't know what's going on. Let's lead the way.
I'm sorry, but we can't.
What? Not even for me?
Let me explain. It's in Cygnus's best interest that its king isn't exposed to danger. You should wait in Cygnus for as long as possible. We'll go on ahead to the meeting spot.
What? You're willing to step into danger yourself?
I guess that's just how I am.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for
I
Stocke.
like you more and more. All right, then.
We
Prepare
found a
yourself
bro.
to head out.
The next day in northern Atolia wasteland.
This tardiness is inexcusable. What is keeping them? Accursed Garland. First, he demands a new meeting ground at the 11th hour. And now he expects a guest to tarry in this desolate place. He styles himself a king, but he's not more than an ex-mercenary who's forgotten his manners.
Excuse me, you should know that King Garland fears you. He believes something terrible will happen if he lets you inside the city of Cygnus. Oh,
And you are...
frickin' Hedge. My name is Hedge. I was King Garland's assistant for many years, though that relationship ended a few days ago.
And what business have you with me?
I have information for sale. Information about King Garland.
Continue.
Unless I miss my guess. You weren't able to stamp out the resistance the way you wanted. Your position is at stake.
Well,
So to prove your worth, you're trying to win King Garland to your side. It's either that, or kill the king and establish your own regime in Cygnus. So, did I guess it well?
that's quite an entertaining fable you've laid out. Not at all.
I don't follow. This is no tall tale. I'm sure that if you chose, you could make it a reality. That's why I think my information could prove very useful.
Out with it then. Not at all.
Oh, surely you jest. I need to be compensated first.
Very well. Will this suffice? Ahem.
Nearly, but not quite. This information is worth a fortune.
If you insist. Now then, what is this priceless information? Ahem.
There's a certain VIP in the company of King Garland now. None other than Princess Erica.
Did you say Erica?
The very same. She is now a traitor to her homeland, as I understand it. She joined forces with King Garland. Together they plan to invade Gnorg.
I had presumed the princess's transgressions to be a silly little game of hers, but... Well, then.
With Cygnus in its current state, I doubt they'll respond favorably to the meeting. In fact, I'd assume they'll aim to use this conference as a means to eliminate you. What you think to be a parley will soon become a battlefield.
'Twould be folly to take the princess to a battlefield. They'd leave her in Cygnus. Aha! He chose this particular location for the conference out of concern for Princess Erica.
It's possible that King Garland may not even make an appearance.
I would lay coin he will not. Very well. I shall direct my men to keep watch over Cygnus and be ready for any treachery.
You seem to be satisfied with your purchase. Now, as to my price,
But of course.
he's dead.
You there. Give this man his reward.
Very kind of
Don't
you.
mention
What are you doing? This wasn't what you promised.
Should I ever be coronated, there will be only one class of peasant I won't abide. Do you know which?
No. Who?
Gutter rats like you.
Really should have got paid up front there, Hedge. You're really dumb. I know. More, please. Bleh.
Deploy soldiers to Cygnus. Put them on the watch for any movement by Garland. Once we have disposed of him, Cygnus will surely fall. Archers, ready the usual. We'll demonstrate to these desert folk the terrible might of the Diaz Knights.
Well, that's no good. Hold on. We're going to be fighting a big group, right? Are you crazy trying to attack with so few of us?
What's the matter, Ricky? You're awfully timid today.
How are you going to beat these guys?
Every terrain, whether plains, deserts, or wilderness, has a tactic suited to it. Sure, we'll be outnumbered, but we'll have the geographical advantage.
But that won't be enough to help things go our way, will it?
There's more we can count on. A whirlwind's coming soon, and it will pass directly over the meeting spot.
So, nature itself is on our side.
Heck yeah.
There are many ways to fight a battle against men, but nothing can hope to win a battle with nature.
That's right. Though we're still up against Granorg's soldiers. It won't be an easy fight, but it must be fought regardless. So enough belly aching. You'd better get ready.
Gotcha.
Our main force will be staying in Cygnus until the last minute to catch the enemy off guard. Stocke, your men will pressure their forces so they don't stray from the meeting spot.
All right. We'll lower their numbers as much as we can until your main force arrives. Erica, you'll wait here.
What? I will do no such thing.
We're up against Diaz. It's too dangerous for you to go near him.
Dang it, I need to get her experience.
I appreciate the concern, but I don't believe I'm so weak.
Still.
And if I beat Diaz and his men, it will be a show of strength for the Resistance. I'd say it's a necessary step to dethrone my stepmother and take back my country.
She's got you beat, Stocke. If you force
Yep.
her to stay and she ends up following us anyway, that'll be even worse for us. Best that she's somewhere we can keep an eye on her.
Then I guess it's settled. But I will expect you to obey orders in the field.
Of course. Thank you.
Is everything ready then? I'm entrusting Princess Erica to you, Stocke. I'll be leaving here before the whirlwind happens. We'll launch a joint attack once I get there.
Good luck to you, King Garland.
And the same to you.
The time has finally come. We're facing Diaz. And I doubt he'll make a move without a
Man,
plan of his
actually fighting Diaz in this timeline.
Probably not. But we've got our own trick up our sleeve with the ambush and all, right? Plus, Cygnus is going to be pulling a whirlwind out of their hat for the finishing touch.
True. This is a war after all. Let's trust in King Garland's plan and our own strength.
So, are you coming with us after all, Princess?
Naturally. If it's Diaz we face. All the more reason I mustn't cower and hide.
I'm coming too.
Of course you are, Ott.
Had a feeling you'd say that.
All right. But if you ever feel like you're in serious danger, head back immediately.
Understood.
Leave it to me.
Ooh, that's a lot of
Why are
dudes.
those guys here? Was it the meeting spot on the north side of the wasteland?
So they always planned on attacking.
Still, they're way ahead of the game.
They know. About everything.
But how?
What was that?
That's not good.
Oh no! Fire! Over there!
No. A Cygnus.
How could they?
Stocke!
Right. We need to return to Cygnus.
Cygnus!
Look, Stocke! It's King Garland!
Well, this ain't good. Looks like the end of the line, Garland. We'll kill you and that brat. Ooh, tricky.
What'd you say, huh? Who are you gonna kill? Come on, scum! Say it again a little louder!
Wow. Wait just a sec. Here, peace offering. Please let us go.
This armlet.
It belonged to one of your strategists or someone.
A strategist? Could he be talking about Hedge?
Ah, there we go. Yeah, it was something like that.
That snake. He sold Cygnus out.
That's right. He was talking on and on about you guys.
What did you do with him?
After he spilled his guts, well, he spilled his guts. That's a good line. I got the armlet from his corpse.
The Diaz Knights must have fallen on hard times if they're looting corpses.
High Colonel Diaz would never stand for such behavior. I snuck it off the corpse when we dumped it in the desert. See? Amazing craftsmanship, isn't it? Go on, look at it.
True. This craftsmanship matches the armlet hedge war.
Now's our chance! Run!
Yeah, get lost! Don't even think of coming back here!
Are you
Wow.
all right, King Garland?
Damn it. I should have dealt with him properly. Guess I've gone soft.
What do we do now?
It'll be nearly impossible to get revenge for this. I don't like it, but I'll gather the survivors and lay low in the desert. I'm the ruler of my subjects, after all. They come before any vendetta with the enemy.
Yeah, you can get back at them someday. Right now, you gotta make sure your people are safe.
Cygnus gets it rough.
Yes. Stocke, what will you do?
I have something to take care of.
All right. You seem to have some sort of plan in mind. Be careful.
Well, time to go back in time.
This must be difficult for you, Stocke. I didn't think they would target Cygnus directly.
They knew about the plan. That's why they ignored us and went for Cygnus.
So then, what will you do now?
First, let me ask something. This armlet belonged to Hedge. Is a Chronicles holder involved with his betrayal and death?
That's right. The presence of the Black Chronicle can still be felt here.
Then it's simple. I'll prevent Hedge's betrayal before it happens.
That should do nicely. The armlet will come in handy for that.
Hedge's own possession, huh?
Nothing will prove his death more concretely. Well then, Stocke. Take care.
All right. Them again. Could those two be... Man, I'm so curious what Ott knows.
Damn. My luck's run out. My city burned. And it's all my fault.
Don't be so hard on yourself. No one could predict that Hedge would go this far.
Noticing what others don't. And reacting accordingly. Isn't that what protecting one's country is all about? Damn it. Some king I am.
All right, let's go to Historia. I think here. Yeah, King's decision. Damn, where did I go wrong? Curse you, Garland. You'll live to regret banishing me.
Don't even think about it.
Nice, Stocke. You. I've given him so many different voices.
You're probably on your way to sell Garland out to Diaz. But what's waiting for you there isn't worth it.
This is it's my armlet. Why do you have it? What? Why is it covered in blood?
It's proof that I can see into the future. And the death of people like you is especially clear.
What was that?
This can't be. It's not possible. Why?
If it's not possible, then how do you explain the armlet? But if you don't value your life, why not
Nice
keep heading
Stocke.
towards Diaz and try your luck?
Hey! That should do it. Based on what Lipty said, Hedge isn't supposed to die here. Guess that means I don't need to bother finishing him off. And there we go.
You've returned, Stocke. I'm relieved that you succeeded in protecting her. But danger still lurks in her shadow. A new conflict that concerns her is approaching. Please be careful. Let us now add a new...
Just
All
in
right.
case.
Let's save. Oh, nice. I'm glad you're enjoying Kirby in the Forgotten Land, New Age Nub. Alright, I assume... Yeah, we go back to here. Alright, here we go. Oh wow, Simidon just hit 222,000.22 bolts. 220, yeah. That's amazing. No sign of the enemy. Looks like I managed to prevent Hedge from betraying us.
What's the matter, Stocke?
Oh. Just making a quick survey for any enemies around. But never mind that. Ott, Erica, if you want to head back, now's your chance.
No, I can't shirk my duty.
I won't run either.
Very well.
You two have really got guts.
I've been resolved to see this through. Ever since I joined the Resistance. This is a small but necessary step from a mere revolt to a true battle.
You sure?
Very.
The Diaz Knights should be in the northern area of the wasteland. Let's go.
Alright, Stocke strikes. Let's get our team set. I think we're going to go with the, so we can get... Yeah, well, this is Erica's fight. We'll do the, although Marco's new stuff would be kind of helpful. We'll stick with this for now.
I'm sure you'll like what I have.
Save. That ain't good.
It's an ambush.
What? Ballistas. I can't believe they're here. Diaz's bowman must have brought them along.
If they had such large-scale weapons ready to go,
then they were planning to attack Cygnus from the start. Either way, we must do something about the ballistas. If we don't, the main forces from Cygnus won't be able to advance.
They'll find us more slippery than they expected. But the main force will be sitting ducks.
Good thing they're terrible shots.
the arrows are coming from the west.
We need to find and destroy those ballistas before the main force arrives from Cygnus. And be cautious of the arrows while you're at it.
Yeah, but there's a chest over here, so I can get some specialty. Oh god. Not only are the ballista shots still incoming, but the path is blocked too. I can worry about this later, though. For now, I should focus on stopping the ballista fire. Ow! Jerk!
There's 2 ballistas here.
All right, let's destroy them.
I'll kill them all!
Here they come.
Oh shoot, I didn't get my attack in time. Oh well.
I can help too.
What's its weakness?
Weak to fire. Did they just speed up that thing? Of course.
There! Fire!
Let's heal up Erica. And
You okay?
let's do
Here I
this.
go! You won't escape! No!
Ooh, they got into a formation. Interesting. I don't think I can get them out of that formation, but they are wide open for this. Let's use an area heal. Stocke's on healing duty. If only it wasn't the... I could move that.
You okay?
Thank you! You must cool down! There!
Take this!
Okay, that formation's done.
Hey, I got this!
Oh, thanks, Hot.
You won't escape! Fire!
Boom.
It's finally over.
One more ballista left!
They're here.
Oh no, Amy. Oh, I was afraid that would happen today. So, Amy's daughter has been playing Dragon Quest XI, and she's gotten to the big moment in Act 2. And yeah, that's a favorite of hers. If you know what I'm talking about. Let's heal. Let's get these two so I can also pair it with the rush.
Here you go.
That was wonderful! You won't escape! There!
Wow, rush sucked.
Take this! Take this!
Okay.
Take this!
Let's do left assault. Push. And Blizzard, actually, because they'll be all together.
I can help too.
You must cool down!
That worked. Oh God, poor Rainy. Yeah, they let her know. Let her know. Yeah, I'm sure. try this method.
There! Fire!
Poor Stocke, stuck on healing duty.
Here you go.
I feel alive again! You won't escape! Fire!
Take this!
Actually, let's change with Stocke. Let's do left. Hard shot. Fire.
You won't escape! Fire!
We're going to save Rainy's full burst for the next ballista.
You must cool down! Fire!
Nice.
Is it over already?
Ooh, G-Fire. Now we're talking.
It's the enemy!
Can't get the...
Take this!
Stop lowering our defense. Do mana shot. Yeah, all enemies fire damage. That seems pretty good.
You okay?
Yeah, there! You can all burn!
Nice. Left. It does all, man. It's more expensive, but let's see how much damage it does.
You won't escape! Fire!
Yeah, these two are a good pairing.
Sir Diaz!
Reporting in, High Colonel Diaz.
Well, has the refuse of Cygnus been disposed of?
Well,
About that. The ballistas that had the bowman to the west brought have been destroyed.
What? It seems I've been too lenient. Deploy the eastern ballistas with all haste.
sir,
At once, High Colonel.
Garland, you worm. How dare you?
How dare you fight back?
All of the ballistas are destroyed now!
But the boulders are still in our way. Even if Garland and his men get here, we're stuck.
We have no choice. Let's go back for now.
Any other goodies around here? What is this? I wonder if I should be exploring this or not. I mean, it's letting me. What did I say? There's something here. Celestial oil. I've been waiting for you, Stocke.
You know who I am?
My master spoke of you. He said you would be here from the battle between Cygnus and Gnorg.
But
But Stocke, the battle is still raging. Can you return here when the battle has come to an end? I have a message from my master to relay to you. Interesting. Nope, no other goodies. Let's use some items and get our MP up. I think that's the big thing here. I should have used more on Erica. Whoops. That's good enough. Yeah, we're going to end around 4, but of course we need to get to a save point first. Oh, hey, some barrels. Sweet.
Garland? What are you doing here? You're not up until later.
I brought you guys a present.
Yeah, that's definitely a good present.
I got word from my men that those bastards set up boulders to block your way.
How dare they?
Doesn't matter how strong you are if you can't get near the enemy.
Jeez. What were you gonna do if you got attacked carrying those explosives out here?
You can't expect me to sit back and watch while you guys march into danger.
Garland's awesome.
All right, let's hold off Diaz up north. Our surprise will be showing up soon.
So the whirlwind is nearly here.
I'm kinda looking forward to it. Anyways, we just gotta hold Diaz up until then.
Still nothing here. Excuse me, just bringing this up. And can we break that thing up to the top or not? Nope. Good to know, though. Oh, God. Hello. I guess we're close on their territory. Hey, some money.
It's the enemy!
Excuse me. And even though we're at the save point, we still have a little bit of time, so we'll keep going for now. I guess to the left first. Well, not really.
We're almost to the north area. Once you deal with the men up ahead, come back immediately. If you take too long, you'll miss all the excitement.
The excitement, huh?
It's not missing it I mind. So much is the danger of being caught in it ourselves.
Let's beat them real quick and hurry back here.
Then we just need to take out the enemies up ahead?
That's right. We'll hold this area. I'll leave the other side to you.
Thanks.
It's the enemy!
It seems Diaz is up ahead. We need to destroy the ballistas and get back to Garland.
Excuse me. Pardon me. Oh, hold on.
That's...
Ooh.
Yes.
Poisoner's Scroll. That has potential.
Take this!
What's her mana burst? Nah, that's not good for this. This one's gonna be a pain in the butt.
You won't escape.
Shame there isn't an area fire area attack.
Take this!
Yeesh. Stop trying to put me to sleep. And since we can't actually join in because of the healing, we'll just do a greater fire. Ooh. Did you guys hear that? Big old thunder. Ah, crap. Stocke's asleep. Hey, Stocke's awake. Hopefully we don't lose power. That's some loud thunder. Oh, really? Amy saw the lightning. It was massive and close. Jeez. Alright, Stocke, let's do an area heal.
Here you go.
Thank you. You must cool down.
Take this!
Alright, let's do left, blizzard, fire.
You must cool down.
That
It's finally over.
those noises, I swear. Ooh, resurrection from Marco. Nice.
Just one ballista left.
It's the enemy!
Excuse me. Pardon me. Ooh,
Leave it to me.
those guys look nasty.
Weakness.
Desert mercenary, weak to poison and sleep. Good to know. I didn't realize. Oh, crap.
You won't escape.
Alright. Oh no, Rainy!
Really it.
Alright, let's do holy water. And then an area heal. And hopefully we survive.
I feel alive again.
Oh, great, poisoned. Stop with the full shots. I gotta go with another area heal.
Here you go.
Good one.
Alright. Anti-poison on Stocke. G-Fire on this.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Ott. Oh god, it's still not enough.
You okay?
You won't escape.
I was hoping for a crit.
You okay?
Thank you. There.
Okay. Whew. Okay. How do we want to do this? You know what? We could just change with Stocke. And Mana Burst.
I'll exterminate you.
Not quite enough. Let's do a healing herb on everybody.
Yes.
And we'll do a push assault into a sleep break, or poison break. And power wave.
How about this?
There we go.
We've won.
Ooh, holy arrow. See, Erica's getting better. Can feel it.
Reporting.
If it's still streaming, I'll probably raid Brandon and Daniel. Honestly, Sonic Joe. Hi, Colonel Diaz. The ballistas deployed to the east have been destroyed as well.
What? That Garland. He's suspiciously skilled for an ex-mercenary.
Well,
The enemy will soon be at our base. Your orders, sir.
No more parlor games. We'll intercept them here. Reinforce the perimeter guard.
sir.
All right.
Is that all of them?
I believe so. All right. Let's get back to Garland and the others.
Let's check out the area, see what we find first.
It seems Dion. We should go back to...
Alright, nothing there. Oh, I thought that was them. Alright, I'll be honest. This seems like a really good time to use a mana crystal. Especially because we've been at max inventory and we, I guess, can only hold 9. So let's use that. And save. Man, for starting off with just some side quest stuff, the storyline got exciting. Crazy stuff. Yeah, sorry that had to be a bit of a shorter stream, but it really feels like we're getting into the real meat of all this. Obviously, there's still a lot of nodes to get there, but I assume that these are going to be just more side quest stuff. But yeah, to see this continue on and move and have so much on the other side, it does sort of feel like we're making a push towards the end. No clue how close we actually are to the end at this point, but we'll see how it all goes. But yes, tomorrow I will be back to stream the Pokemon Black Nuzlocke. However, that'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern, as I'll be doing a special playtime session with our executive producers over at Good Vibes Gaming. So we'll be doing that. And so I'll have a later stream. But also tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern is Amy's continued stream of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. We're still very early on. She last learned about chain attacks, and I believe is going to be learning about gems soon. So, you know, pretty early for those who have played it, or those who are playing it as well, and are likely beyond where we're at the moment. So definitely check those out. Wednesday we'll be continuing more Final Fantasy XIV as we go through the main story, and of course next Saturday will be even more Radiant Historia. So yes, thank you all so much for joining. Really do appreciate it. And let's see. Let's raid them as they're playing Splatoon 3. And what can we raid with? Let's go with, since I know they're Team Rock. Let's go with good old Rock. I know Trim the Hedge would work, but let's go with good old Rock for them. Do that raid. So send him some love. Let's get some victories over there for Team Rock and more so Team GVG. Let's be real, and get that whole thing started. So yeah, definitely sending some love their way. Thank you all so much for being here. Really do appreciate it, and hope I can see a lot of you tonight for Amy's stream of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Until then, everyone, have a great evening and take care. Bye.